redirect you. Here, I know at least one person who had this problem and was able to resolve this. So in general, I'm going to tag Max. And so if you have problems, I'm not going to be very specific. Please ask Max. But if you ask Max, please ask Max not in the direct message. And I even prohibit Max to answer in direct about this one. So if you could ask Max in the chat in setup help, he will explain what you need to do. And then you will be able to actually build your app to your phone. Other things why it's not building could be that if you, for example, my Xcode is running version 12.5, which is good for iOS 14.5, but one of my phones is already 15. So if I have some discrepancy between Xcode version and iOS device version, I'm gonna get an error message. Usually if you go to Windows and devices and simulators, and if you have some sort of trouble with your device, you will see the error message saying that, well, something, for example, the application that we built last time, Hello World, that we did together, my device, my Tanya's phone, is not does not fit it because it's too old for my app. Well, they have some issues here, so I would have to update my iPhone in order to run my Hello World. That's why I'm using calculator. So let's finish up with Android device so that you can practice that until Thursday. So iOS is +++, we can do it. Android. Can we do it with Android? Of course, +++, otherwise I would say no, and we will go and say goodbye to one another. So I am again going to show you that in emulator only because and Dmitry, I will help you after class if you want to. We will restart it. Try to restart it. It's for sure should kick off everything. Okay, let's get back to this after class. You can give me your phone number. We're not saying you are. Let's talk about it later. And I'm going to show you how to do this with how to simulate location with your physical device. But I'm going to use emulator. But I'm only going to use emulator because I do not broadcast Android device, so it's easier for me to show it here on emulator. What we need here? We need to have, so how it's done. There is something in the settings that called, let me just go to my side, location. Well, in our Android, in developer options, we have an option that called select mock location app. If you would go to that option right now, you will see nothing. So you would tap and it would say that you have nothing. So it would just say nothing. Which means in Android physical devices, we need to download any location spoofing application. So there are multiple. If you go and just search Play Store on Android device, location spoofer, fake location, you're gonna have a few. So this one is just something that I usually use. It's called Fake GPS Android app. It's free. You download it to your phone, install, and once it is on your phone, you will go to your developer options. So I'm going to go to my settings. And inside settings, I will find this select mock location. just to show you, because it is already selected for me, but I'm just going to show to you. Select. It will eventually show up. Select mock location app. So as you can see, I'm inside developer options. This is select mock location app. I tap it, and I have already selected fake GPS. If I would have multiple location spoofers, I could have selected one from the list, like a different one. This is mine. I have selected it, and it is listed here, mock location. Sorry. It's listed here, mock location app column fake GPS. So let's go check where I am currently. We are going to take a look at Google Maps. I'm still in San Francisco International Airport. How do I know that? Because it still says explore Millbrae, and this is where the airport is. So we can see by the map layout that I'm here. I am going to go to my fake GPS application and start faking something else. So fake GPS. Here we go. This is my fake GPS. And this is what you are going to try on your physical device, because it doesn't make sense on emulator. Inside fake GPS, I can go and enter the point, providing latitude and longitude, or I can just drop the pin somewhere on the map. So somewhere on the map would be, let's go to Los Angeles, California. So once I drop the pin where I want to be, or provided latitude and longitude coordinates, I will tap this play button, and the app will close. It didn't crash. Everything is fine. It just started to do its job. If I go back to my maps, and you see how I'm fading away from San Francisco International Airport, and I'm flying somewhere else from San Francisco International Airport to Los Angeles, and I am near Washington Square in Los Angeles right now. So that would be the way for us to spoof location on iOS or Android devices. Sorry, I just want to quickly check Looking Bus app. Looking Bus app, where are you? Looking Bus. So I'm going to go to Looking Bus and see if Looking Bus picked my new location, and if Looking Bus knows that I am in Los Angeles. So it says peak destination. Did you see it was a app not supported? I think it was the fact because I am area not supported. So it says area not supported. I'm clearly in LA with toast a message saying area not supported. In any case, Looking Bus knows where I am, or actually fooled where I am. Thing to remember, especially if you are on your physical device, the one that you use for your life. Once you're done with all that, go back to fake GPS application and stop faking location. So, because if you don't stop faking location, then you will not be able to use navigation or anything that it's not gonna, it's still gonna think that you are somewhere else. So I'm going to stop it, and it says fake GPS provider stop, which means I'm back to my, to where I am supposed to be. I'm back somewhere home, to San Francisco International Airport, I guess. So that's how you stop it, and that's how you go to your actual location instead of being in a fake one. I am now again back to San Francisco Airport, not because I'm here, but because in my emulator it's set like this. And that's exactly another tool that you can discuss or give as an example when you're gonna describe your activities on the project and how exactly did you test Looking Bus, what kind of tools you use and how did you use them. Why did you use them? So we already said why. I was working remotely and I was not in the area, not in supported area, or also it was pandemic time. So at some point, field testing was not even the possible case. So that's how I was using location simulation. So as you can see, location is pretty good covered, including emulator, simulator, iOS and Android device. Battery would be simulator and iOS. It's okay. We can live without it. Here we can use flashlight to actually lower that. And then for network, we are having, we have no immediate tools in Android devices, but we can either use the help of iOS device or use the help of Charles Proxy or similar tools. And Charles Proxy will be covered in the session 11. Before I will go to the meeting and before everything else, so our notes are here. We didn't cover configuration changes. We are going to talk about those in our next session. So your notes are here posted. The homework basically is just to practice tools that were covered today during the session. Whatever you have access to, whatever I just shown to you, please try it yourself so that you can confidently talk about those tips and tricks, explaining how did you do it. That's all right. I'm very glad the problem is resolved. Could you please remind why should we ask Max for help? You are trying to build an iOS app to your phone, to your physical device, and it is not building at all. You can ask Max because he was in the same position, and he resolved it with developer account. But I also mentioned that. But I will share this GPX file with you, and also in our notes, if you go to another document, you will find the link to this GPX website, one of many that is where you can create one of those files. Yeah, so GPX generator. But I will share this walk from Target near Partnov School to the bus stop with you in Slack and Skype. Any questions about homework? You can put your battery into the battery saving mode. So it's low data mode and low power mode. In iOS, they introduce a low power mode thing, and so that's how you can preserve your battery. Well, no. I stopped recording. I'm going to answer some questions. In iOS, I don't think you can directly send commands to CPU because of all the limitations. You can be in Xcode and you can watch how your app is consuming memory, battery, and stuff like that. But I don't think you can do anything about that. And this is the low power mode in iOS. Will we have the opportunity in this course to use somewhere SQL on a real project, not separately, but on a real project, on a real task as a tester user? So I want to say no to look in Bus for sure, and unfortunately, let me explain where a tester uses it first. Let's start with where a tester uses it. Unless you are actually doing the database testing. you are using SQL mostly as supplemental tool. You are only going to your database when you, for example, if we speak about you are mobile application query, for instance, then you go to your list of reservations, right? For example, and then you see that you know for sure that you have created 10 reservations over the last hour, but on the UI side you only see 5. Well, there are multiple levels to debug it, and we will talk about it during the session 11 in Charles Proxy. Because whose fault is that basically? Is it Looking Glass client side app doesn't show everything, or something is not coming from the backend? I mean, there are multiple layers, there are multiple possibilities, and we will talk about what can go wrong, as I said on session 11. And one of the things how you can figure out whose fault is that, and at some point you might want to go ahead and query database and see how many reservations, active reservations you have for the particular user by user ID, blah, blah, blah. Other than that, you not using, and I'm talking about you if you are testing client side, if you're testing web-based application or mobile app. If we speak about you are working for mobile API team or web API team, the team that creates this API, then you of course will be using database more often. And there's I only know one person who really works on database testing and nothing else. And she actually feels very much concerned about it because her other skills are fading away. Even though she is better with the SQL, her other skills are fading away. So I know it is very much frustrating when you have to use when you have to use SQL in Unix too, without any actual project. And it would be super cool and super great if we could see the database of Looking Glass. But unfortunately, we do not have access to that. It's very frustrating to learn SQL on some high abstractive employees, tables, departments, whatever, what is this called. But it is what we have as of now, and that's what we can offer. As we have mentions of bootcamp, well, if you really have time, and if you really have extra monetary resources, I would strongly suggest to join it, not because I want school to make more money, and not because of that, because whatever knowledge you receive, you will be able to brush and apply with this internship project, having access to API, having access to database, writing some automated tests for all for the same app, which will give you a better understanding. But on the other hand, I feel that if you don't go, even SQL, this bootcamp helps to understand the whole picture and how app is built from different standpoints. But I think I don't want to say the price out louder because what if I'm wrong? But I believe that it is $500 for the student of online course, which is very much discounted price. But I don't want to don't then say Tanya said it was 500 because Tanya might be wrong. And this is the last I know. Maybe things change. Yeah. So if you don't have, if you won't be able to join bootcamp, I said that I promise you that SQL probably. No, I lied to you. Well, it's better when you test the app from UI perspective. Then you also have access to API and Swagger documentation, and you see what kind of calls are happening. And then you can also access the database. It is way better. I understand it, but unfortunately, we do not have access to Looking Glass database. Yeah. But I want to, maybe it will make you feel better. You are the first group that actually had SQL part at all and access to SQL database at all. Let's go use some tools and do some homework if you don't have any other questions.
Sure. Sure.
I'll see you on Thursday. We will continue a little bit this discussion and then switch to accessibility and why it's important. And it's super important. And if you will find yourself loving accessibility testing, you definitely will get a job very soon. I'll see you on Thursday. Actually, Hannah was going to teach on Thursday, but I think I'm going to switch with her and come on Thursday. So expect me on Thursday. I'm going to go update schedule. Okay? I'll see you on Thursday.